right, guys, welcome back to another episode of the Kiddie Pool. Hit me with it, bro.
All right. Today, what I have prepared for you is a complete, comprehensive list of every Taylor Swift album, every Taylor Swift song in order of album ranking, and each album has my song ranking.
Okay.
From best to worst. So we need to preface, it's a lifestyle.
Okay.
Being a Taylor Swift fan is a lifestyle.
Word. Okay.
So I think that's important.
Also want to say I don't want to get canceled for my opinion. I just want to put that out there, bro.
Understood.
I'm not the biggest Taylor Swift fan, but I have a general
I'm
idea.
here to change your mind today.
Okay. And I'm open to that. Okay. Cool.
All right.
Are we going from best to worst? No, I feel like we should save like the best for last. You know what I'm saying?
We'll save the best for last. We got it.
Right.
All
Okay.
right.
Hit me with how many are there? First off, how many are there?
10 studio.
She's
studio
10
albums.
No way.
Let's count.
10?
Because her debut album was called Taylor Swift. So that was like her country era, real original. But that was in the 2000s. That was in the 2000s where everyone just named their albums what their name was.
Right.
So,
right.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9.
9
Not counting any of the re-recordings. I don't have any.
Oh
of
yeah,
the
because
re-recordings
didn't she get out of like her something, or is she still signed to where she's at? Or
no, she's at a new record label that's like hers.
And that's why she redid all.
So
those.
yeah, she's re-recording all of them.
Okay.
So none of those songs are on here. We just have her OG
stuff.
songs.
Word. Okay.
So at the bottom of my list, I hate to say it, but country Taylor Swift is at the bottom, and I would like to say it's not because I don't like that music. It's her songwriting has improved so much. She was 14 when she was writing some of those songs. So
is that the one with like Romeo and Juliet? Or
no,
like
that's
Love
Fearless.
Story? Okay,
Fearless
we're not
has
there
Love
yet.
Story. So
Which
Taylor
one's
Swift, Teardrops on My Guitar.
Don't know
You
it.
might know that. Okay.
Don't know that one.
Tim McGraw, where it's like
she made a song about Tim McGraw.
Yeah, it's like when you think Tim McGraw, I hope you think of me.
That's funny. Okay, I see why this one's at the bottom.
So Tim McGraw, yeah, this is why. So Tim McGraw is at the first on that because it just reminds me of like, it's that first love, like you break up and she's just reminiscing all of the moments that she had with him, and she's like, when you listen to Tim McGraw, I hope you picture me instead of just completely forgetting about my face.
Right.
And
Okay, she was in her feelings.
Yeah, she was in her feels for this whole album.
Word. Okay.
2 on there, Teardrops on My Guitar. It was relatable at the time that this came out because I was 5 years old and I was playing guitar and
just looking
crying.
out the window while it's raining.
like you're in a music video, yeah. Just crying on your guitar about a boy named Drew. So, yeah, I used to think that was his real name. Now I'm pretty sure it wasn't. But 5-year-old me.
Right.
Picture to Burn is about burning a picture of your ex. Pretty plain and simple.
That's such a middle school thing to
I
do.
think we've all been there. She pretty much was in middle school.
I don't think we've all been there.
I think I think there comes a time when all you can do is use fire.
Spoken like a true arsonist.
Yeah, so that one's pretty high up there. Our song is a slamming screen door, sneaking alley. You know that one?
Nope.
Wonderful. Okay, so that one is an actual like love song. Like she's happy here.
Okay.
And she's saying like, we don't have a song. And he was like, no, we do have a song. And it's the slamming screen door, sneaking out late, tapping on your window, and all of these things that are like really cute. That's why it's in the middle of the list. It's a little too happy for me. Should have said no. First song I ever performed in front of anyone. I performed it at my dad's like work festival, and I was like 9, and I was playing guitar and singing.
You're playing guitar at 9?
Yeah. And I haven't gotten any better.
Said I can rock that song.
I still know the same 4 chords that I knew when I was 9. But that one is like, I think he cheated on her and she's all mad. So 9-year-old me was apparently really mad about that.
How dare you do that to her?
Yeah. So he should have said no and not cheated, obviously, as one does.
Right.
Cold as You's next. That one's just saying, like, I've never seen anything cold as you. Like, someone really messed up.
How old was she during this?
These songs, she said she had been writing since she was, like, 10 years old. So I think she was 14 when this album was
Love
released.
just hits different then, I guess, bro. Like when you're that young, dude.
Oh yeah, like she was young when she was writing this, 15 maybe.
Jeez, did it do like good? Like
Yeah, it did well.
Is that what started her career?
Yeah, it was Teardrops on My Guitar. I remember it was the first time I heard her on the radio, and I was 5 when it came out.
15 years old.
Yeah, so that would have been like 14 years ago.
I never knew that about her. Because
Yeah.
I always I knew her like the love story or blah blah blah.
Yeah,
Romeo and Juliet.
Like I just remember buying the album, like going to Target and like
Buying a physical copy
the physical
of it.
CD.
You're an OG.
Yeah.
Fan.
Oh yeah. I was excited. I had the deluxe version too.
Okay.
I was into it. My sister and I listened to her a lot. And then the rest of this ranking is kind of irrelevant because they're at the bottom. So
Word. Okay.
we can move on.
That's fine. That's fine.
So we're moving on to Fearless, which is what Love Story's on.
Okay, that's mine.
So
that's
the top of the list here is 15. Have you heard that one?
No.
Okay.
How does it go?
So it's like, when you're 15 and somebody tells you they love you, you're gonna believe them.
I feel like I do, maybe.
Okay, so
Maybe.
this song for me, now looking back, okay, when this came out, I was probably 7.
A little older.
Yeah, so we're getting there. But now that I listen back on it, literally the exact same thing happened to me in high school. So her best friend is named Abigail, and I had a best friend named Abby
this is the tea, bro.
at the time. This is tea.
Okay.
This is piping hot, okay? And it's basically like this guy says he loves you and is lying about it, as guys in high school do regularly.
Terrible guys.
And so Abigail also gets her heart broken in the song, and
so they're both heartbroken.
they're both heartbroken.
That one dude.
And
Were they friends?
it was 2 different dudes,
Oh,
but
okay.
the 2 girls were best friends. They still are best friends, and she still like goes on tour with her sometimes.
Is her name actually Abigail?
Yeah, it's actually Abigail.
Whoa.
Right? So yeah, it's just about like guys being terrible. So
Right,
that's
okay.
why I enjoyed it.
All right.
And then the second one I have on there is Fearless, which is just it's like it's just like a love song. Like I would kiss you in the pouring rain in my best dress,
Okay.
like in a parking lot.
Really quick, honest opinion, do you think she's a pick-me girl? You know what I'm saying? And listen, I know that's a question, but like
I think when she was growing up, she may have. I think she had a common high school experience as most girls do growing up.
okay,
So I think she wrote about her experiences back then, but now like her modern era stuff is more like lyrical. It's like storytelling that isn't necessarily her story.
okay.
But I think like back in the day she was like 16, 17 growing up with all of this stardom that she had no idea what to do with.
So love was probably like one of those like exaggerated things.
Yeah,
for her,
oh
you're
for
saying?
sure. For sure. For everyone.
Right.
Like I feel like
okay.
every songwriter that writes
I mean, that's
about
probably why the songs are so good, because she probably felt that emotion heavy.
well,
You know what
yeah,
I'm
I'm sure. I mean, it's definitely exaggerated in these songs. But I think also like that's what makes it like so relatable, because especially when you're writing about love, like it really does feel exaggerated like
Yeah.
when you're in it.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And that's what I like about
And then when you're out of
songwriting.
it, it feels like the whole world's falling apart. Or
Yeah.
whatever. Okay.
And then when you look back years later, you're like, wow, I really didn't need to be that dramatic
Okay.
about that.
Right.
So I'm sure she thinks that. I'm sure she like listens to her old music and is like,
I guess
why
it's
did
not
I freak
a
out?
fair question to ask, because like I didn't realize like how young she was,
Yeah.
like growing up into stardom, until like just go through regular kid emotions and then have that publicized everywhere. You
She
know?
has a cool documentary out that talks about like growing up in the spotlight, and like when she was like in her early 20s, like she had a really bad eating disorder because she was constantly like being taken photos of, and like growing up as a woman in the
Jeez,
industry like that
right.
is tough. So it's
Jeez.
just interesting, but she did like completely change her brand with the last 2 albums that she
right.
released.
Doesn't she do like pop now, kind of?
Yeah,
like-
the last 2 albums were like folk, but
folk?
before that, yeah, like kind of like
Are we talking like old tea?
Like that's what she was supposed to like. Everyone thought she was going back to country. It's more
Right.
like singer songwriter
Okay.
with like banjos.
Right. Just got
Stuff
more of
like-
like
yeah.
a backyard kind of vibe.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
not necessarily country.
Yeah, not really.
Okay.
Yeah, just like I would say songwriter is really the only way to describe it.
Okay. You said Fearless was your last one, right?
Yeah,
That's what you're
Fearless.
talking about? Okay. What's after that?
So after that, we have Speak Now, which I love this album. I love it. Her re-recordings of it are about to come out. It's just like she was growing up a little more. This came out a couple years after Fearless, which is weird that I have this in like pretty much the order of these albums
They came
that
out.
came out.
You said she just gets better every
Yeah.
single time.
But at the top of this, I have Enchanted, which is just a song about like, it's actually about the lead singer from Owl City. She saw him at a party and just made eye contact with him and wrote a song about it.
See,
So-
that's what I'm talking
Yeah,
about.
but I think like that's what makes like a good songwriter is like
to be able
to do that. Like we talk about that a lot in songwriting. It's like you can hear someone talk in a bar and write a song about it.
Right.
And I'm sure everyone that listens to that think it's
That's like big on empathy, though. You know?
yeah.
To really just feel that.
Yeah, exactly.
You're not even a part of it.
Yeah, and I'm
Yeah.
sure everyone thinks when they listen to that it's like like at least when I was listening to these growing up, I thought everything that you write about in a song is like cut and dry, like it had to happen that
Right.
way.
Exactly.
And especially in my own songwriting, like I had to get away from the idea of like you don't have to tell the truth all the time.
I'm still kind of on that. you
Yeah,
know?
it's hard because then you're like, I don't want to
Right.
like show this to my friends, and then
Right.
they'll be like, what are you talking
Right.
about? Like this
That's
didn't happen.
Especially with rap, you know.
Yeah.
So it's like if I'm gonna talk about something I don't do, people are like, you're fake, bro.
Yeah,
It's like
exactly.
I'm just writing a song.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah, it's really cool to like put yourself in other people's positions and like think about in like an empathetic way, like thinking like, what would I feel in this situation, and
Right.
do other people relate to this situation, and like that's why it does well because I'm sure other people have been in the exact
I
same.
mean, I've been
place.
to a party and I saw the main singer of Owl City, and I felt that.
Yeah,
too,
no,
bro.
I think everyone has made eye contact with him
Right.
after hearing
Fireflies.
Fireflies.
No, like no
Yeah.
lie. Fireflies, like
That song
love
goes
that
hard.
song,
So he
bro.
wrote a song about her after and used her name in it.
what?
I was like, yeah,
Did
this
they- did
really
they
happened.
date?
No, they didn't. They never dated.
Did they even talk to each other?
I think they had like one conversation at this party and they both wrote songs about it.
Word.
Yeah,
Was
but
it a
it's
love
such
song
a good
on
song.
his part or like?
Yeah, so it's saying like I was enchanted to meet you, and it's just kind of cool. And then the bridge says, "Please don't be in love with someone else," and that just repeats and it like builds up.
Whoa.
And it's
bro.
that hits when you're
Whoa.
screaming that in your car, like that hits. 'Cause yeah, I feel like we've always like been in that situation where you like see someone, you're like, oh, you're cool, and then you're like
Right.
probably dating someone or
Right,
something,
girl.
and then
All of high school for me. You know?
yeah, like freshman year of high school, you're like brand
Right.
new.
Just finally
yeah.
start talking to girls, bro. And
Yeah.
It's like, please, God, just please, bro.
Yeah, so that's
cool.
That's a good song. I like
Okay.
that one. And then this was the album where she called out John Mayer.
What do you mean?
Which
Wait. Give me the background.
so she dated John Mayer. He
Like
was
John Mayer? Are we talking about
like the same John Mayer,
married to?
whoever he's married
Isn't
to.
he married to the Christina App?
I
what's
don't
her
think
name?
he is married. Is he? Chris is shaking
John
his
Mayer,
head,
bro.
so.
Give me a song by John Mayer.
Anything? He
I'm not
writes so many
a
songs.
big like.
What am
just give me
I-
something. I know songs by him, like just not off the top of my head.
Why can't I think of any? But Sam's such a big fan of him.
Let
We
me
need
look
him
him
back
up.
in here.
Because if we're talking about the same guy, I had no idea he dated freaking Taylor Swift. How long did they date for? Do you know?
Not long.
Oh, okay.
So
Okay.
Slow Dancing in a Burning Room,
Right.
Gravity.
Right. Okay.
So he was 32 and she was 19 when they
I thought
dated.
you were talking about John Legend.
No. We like John Legend.
I
I
was
like
like,
John
what?
Mayer's music too.
Yeah.
I have an issue with John Mayer because of this. So she was 19, he was 32.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
And she's
Whoa.
like, obviously she's in a position where like she's new to Hollywood.
And he's
He's
taking
not.
advantage of that.
Exactly. Thank you. I've had this conversation with Chris several times, and
Do you think he's not taking advantage of that? He has to be. He's
you have if you're
32,
the older
bro.
one, you're the one taking advantage.
Even if they weren't in Hollywood, you know.
Yeah,
what I'm
exactly.
Because he's had life experience and he can
And she
manipulate his way in a
hasn't.
conversation.
Yeah, exactly.
But then again,
So-
like, nah. Okay, just go.
So I'm not sure how long they dated, but whatever happened, he clearly messed her up, and so she wrote a song about it, and it's literally called "Dear John." And she says, "I was too young to be messed with. The girl in the dress cried the whole way home." And she's talking about like her parents said that she was going crazy, And she was just completely manipulated by him and all of this.
John
So,
Mayer?
yeah, it's like a 5-6 minute song.
Oh my god.
It's a long song. He
wrote a
got
paragraph.
called out. Yeah.
three body paragraphs.
That's why I love this album. Like, she calls out so many people with just no care.
Jeez, bro.
So another person she calls out here is the Jonas bro, Joe Jonas.
She
dated him.
Okay, this is where we start beefing, bro.
She doesn't use his name here, though. And now, what's interesting, she released a song in Evermore where she talks about sending her old lovers babies gift. And so she wrote a song about Joe Jonas.
Why would she do that?
Well, because now they're buddies. Like, now they're best friends.
But are we buddies? You know?
You can ask him. But so she, I guess, like, sent him a gift for his kid.
Right.
And so now she's like, yeah, like, old wounds, like, really do heal. But this song is called Last Kiss. And it's like, I never thought we'd have a last kiss. And it just goes into this whole thing
she's
of,
not
like,
dissing him,
heartreak.
right?
No, she's not dissing him. She's just, like, talking about
he's
a
pure
breakup.
Energy and he's amazing.
No, yeah,
in every
I love
single
him.
way, so,
I love him.
Okay,
But
then we're cool. Then we're cool.
She dated him when he was like Camp Rock, like
at his height.
vests. Yeah, wearing vests. His hair was like down to here.
Well, not Camp Rock, probably Camp Rock 2, right? Well,
Yeah.
when did he date Demi Lovato?
I thought
Camp Rock 1.
Yeah, so she would have dated him after that.
Yeah, he's better.
Somewhere around there.
He can do better than Demi.
And then there's a couple other sad. This album's really sad. I like sad music. I think
love
it's
sad
fun.
music.
It's like
Crying
so much
is
more
the best
fun.
thing ever,
Yeah,
bro.
exactly. So I think sad music is so much more relatable.
Right.
No
why I
one
make
listens
it.
to a happy song as like this hits.
Right, bro.
Yeah. So there's a couple of really sad songs here. There's one that's called Never Grow Up, and it's about like she's like, here I am in my new apartment, all alone. My parents just dropped me off, and it's a letter to her younger self that's like, remember your brother's laugh, remember what your dad is like when he comes home from work, like all this stuff. It's so sad.
That's like why I can't like Taylor Swift fans are cool. But it's like, you know, like she can make a song about how the cereal got a little too soggy, you know?
Yeah.
Like
And it would
hits.
be sad. No, for real. And I respect that about her because she could take any situation and be like, this is depressing. But that actually does hit because y'all ever been dropped off by your parents and you're like alone, you like look around and you're
bro.
like,
My first day I'm in my like new home, I'm like just by myself.
yeah, literally. It's like, oh, okay.
Where's
I
my
guess
little
I'm
brother
all
to
alone.
annoy me, you know?
Yeah.
Okay.
And there's another song about John Mayer on this
Wait,
one.
what was that song called?
Never Grow Up. You
Never
gotta
Grow
listen
Up.
to
Okay.
it later.
I'll
It's
listen.
so sad. I can't listen to it
Julian,
anymore.
what's wrong? No.
just T-swivel hitting.
Hug your mama for me, dog.
Literally. So she wrote a song called Innocent, and it was about John Mayer, and it was like more, I think it was when they were dating, it was more like empathetic. She was like, I don't know where you've been last night, but you're still innocent to me. Like, you're 32, you're still growing up, and that's okay. So, yeah.
So she's like accepting the bad behavior.
Yeah, that's where you can see like the manipulation
I don't like
there.
him now.
I
That's so weird. I
know.
never knew that.
Like, he's a good artist. He's a great guitar player. He's a great songwriter, but
did he do the Christmas songs?
no, that's
You know what I'm talking
that's,
about.
yeah,
right?
who is that?
You know what I'm talking about.
It starts with a B.
I have to look it up.
Yeah, wait, that's gonna bother me. We were talking about him
That's
in
not
audio
John Mayer.
engineering. No, Michael Bublé. Is that what you're
Michael
thinking of?
Bublé.
Yeah,
Bublé.
not the same guy. We love
Okay.
Michael Bublé.
How dare you about
You're
John
trying
Legend?
to like ruin everyone's reputation on this. So, I don't really like Reputation. I'm just gonna put that out there. We just aren't gonna go into that
Well, can
album.
I just get like the main song?
We can
like,
get
the biggest
okay.
song?
My favorite song on that is Delicate, and it's like right when she's beginning this new relationship, and she's like, I don't want to fall into this too hard because I know that it could fall apart like
Do
really
we know
easily.
who it's about?
I think it's about her new boy that she's dating right now.
When did Reputation come out?
2019,
Okay. What's
2018 maybe. So that was when all the stuff with Kanye West came out, and she went into hiding for a year. No one saw her, no one heard from her, and she came out with this album.
See, bro, that makes me not like Kanye even more, bro.
Right? I was never a big Kanye fan.
I used to be a huge Kanye fan, but
Really?
nowadays I'm good, bro.
I
I'm
like
so good.
his Christian album that he had is like the only songs that I like from him.
like the
The
gospel.
whatever, yeah, the
Donda?
gospel one.
Is that what you're talking
I don't know if that was it. What
The-
did
the
do you
newest
know what I'm
one?
talking about?
Jesus is King.
Yeah, Jesus is King.
Okay,
That was the only
okay.
one. But other than that, like maybe some of his old stuff I liked.
Right.
But
Like Heartbreaks and 808s.
yeah,
Right.
exactly.
Dang.
So
Yeah,
that album happened after him. So then
that little moment really just messed her up, didn't
Oh
it?
yeah. Well, because then everyone started attacking her, and then she was like completely canceled.
Right.
So instead of like fighting back on everyone, she was like, "I'm just gonna disappear."
But she didn't even say anything about it, did she? Like she didn't even.
No, she talks about it in a documentary. She was like, "Yeah, I was just
But
not
I
gonna
mean,
make a
she was
statement."
a young artist who, like, wasn't she at the
Yeah.
time? Like, wasn't there
She-
like like something cool she did because that she won that?
Yeah.
Like,
Oh
made
yeah.
history
When
type
that
of deal?
happened, she was like, I think she was like 18. She was like under 18. I'm pretty sure.
Right.
I think she may have been like 16 when that happened.
It sucks.
That
but
was awful.
It's kind of funny how he did. Hold up. I'm gonna let you
I'm gonna let
finish.
you finish. But Beyonce.
Right, bro.
Yeah.
You
So
see
that.
Beyonce's face in that though? She was like,
Yeah, she was like, "Please don't do
Kanye,
this."
sit down, please.
Yeah, that was like the first straw that they had, and then the second thing was when he released that song where he was like, "I'm the reason Taylor's famous."
Oh yeah.
Yeah, which I won't repeat here. But
It's like,
that came out, and
bro.
then yeah, like the phone call. I don't even know what happened with that, but
Right.
so she came out with Reputation, and it was basically like my reputation's ruined, and then she dropped a bunch of songs about it. And it's like everyone talks about like you're in your reputation era if you like don't care about anything anymore.
Right.
And you're just like doing whatever. But before that, she dropped 1989, which was like her first like fully pop album.
Can you give me a song off that?
Wildest Dreams. You might have heard. Style, about Harry Styles, which was a clever name.
She dated Harry Styles.
She did. Yeah.
Harry Styles for how long?
I don't think not a long time. All you gotta do is date people. You got so much content.
Right.
songs.
Right.
Like that's all you gotta do.
Because you know people are waiting to hear about that.
Oh yeah.
Is that the one with the or it's
Oh, Bad Blood, Blank Space, Shake It Off.
1989.
Yeah.
You know what? Oh, Blank Space is so good.
Yeah.
Is that the one where the I'll write your name?
Yeah.
Boys only want
Yeah.
love if it starts. Bro, that song's so good.
Yeah, I love that one. My favorite on that album is You're in Love, which was a deluxe edition. It wasn't even like on the original
I'm on
album.
the regular one. I'm like, where are you
Yeah.
seeing this?
So it's basically like about exactly what it says. But it's like you can feel it in there. And then she was like, now you know why I've spent my whole life trying to put it into words.
Jeez,
And it's just,
bro.
it's cute.
I can't wait till the movie comes out about her.
Oh, yeah, there's one on Netflix.
But is it like?
But it's up until when Reputation came out, or when Lover came out.
But it's like a documentary, right?
Yeah.
I want like a movie.
Like a movie about
Like
her
a
life?
movie,
Oh, yeah,
movie,
yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
That'd be cool.
That would be cool.
I'll watch it.
Right.
And then my second favorite on that, she was involved in like a sexual assault case, and
Where
she like
got
sued
assaulted?
someone $1. Yeah, and she sued him like $1 just to make a point.
I think I've seen that.
Yeah,
somewhere.
and so she wrote a song about it called "Clean," and it's like I'm finally clean after she finished the whole court process there.
Jeez, bro.
So she's always doing something.
That would suck to like go through all of that.
Yeah.
You know?
And when she plays it in concert, she has it rain while she's playing piano, and it like rains over the piano. Not a dry eye in the room. But that's actually a really good song because it's not just like relatable for that, but it's like when you come out of a relationship and like you can say like I'm finally clean, like I don't think about them anymore.
Right. Did she date Justin Bieber?
I don't think so.
She didn't.
No. Selena Gomez did.
Right, and so did a bunch of other chicks, right?
Yeah.
But
That's a long
that
list.
was never
yeah.
a thing.
I don't
it
think
seems
so.
like that would have like happened. I guess not. Huh.
Yeah, I guess not. So then we have Red, which is the re-recordings of that just came out, and I don't know if you've heard about it, but the 10-minute version of All Too Well came out. This was a direct attack on Jake Gyllenhaal. Yeah.
She dated him, bro.
Yeah, she dated him, and this whole album is about him. So she wrote a song, and it's called All Too Well, and it wasn't even supposed to be, like she said, it wasn't her favorite song on the album. She didn't think it'd be a big deal, but eventually...
She only wrote 10 minutes of it, right?
Yeah. So when she released it, originally it was like 5 minutes, and it was like one of my favorite songs on the album because it's just about like a relationship ending and saying like, I remember it.
Did they date a long time, or was it
3 months? So
is that
she was
like
19.
9 years in Taylor Swift I'm joking.
So
Don't
she
get
was
me.
19. He was old when he dated her too. I think.
Wait, she was 19? Because you're saying...
No,
as
she
if-
wasn't 19. She was 21. She
So
was
2
21.
years
This
after
was 2
John
years
Mayer.
after. And he was, I think, in his 30s.
She gotta stop going for guys with Jay, bro.
Yeah. J
Joe
names.
Jonas.
I've been saying
like,
this.
what?
J names, like, always have problems.
Hey, bro.
So,
You're talking to
fair
Jules.
warning.
Man.
fair
Pretty
warning.
non-problematic, man.
You gotta put, like, a warning label
right,
out.
bro.
You just gotta keep an eye out.
Jeez, man.
But he was pretty old when she dated him too. But it's basically about like
Jake.
remembering a relationship. It wasn't even like supposed to be like a knock on him at all. Like compared to Dear John, like it was nothing like
Right,
that. Yeah.
Right. It's not Dear Jake, bro.
But then when she came out with the re-recordings, there was a rumor that she had a 10-minute version out. And she was like, "Do you guys like really want to hear that? Like, why would you want to hear a 10-minute song?" And everyone was like, "Yeah, we do."
Yeah,
Like-
we do, actually.
Actually, that would be perfect. So she released it, and she said she was on Speak Now tour when she wrote it, and they were just like messing around, and she was like, "I'm gonna write a song real quick," and she just started playing, and it turned out to be like 15 minutes that she was singing it, and everyone like was just watching, like all of her like producers, like everyone that was on the tour, and they were like, "That was like pretty good," and someone recorded it, and so she like took what she recorded, consolidated it into 5 minutes, but then with the re-recording, she consolidated it into 10 minutes, and she released a short film with it. And
Right, 'cause
that's when
it's-
people started not liking him because
people didn't like him.
it put him in a really bad light in the film because they
okay.
got into this argument and he was like lying to her. It was this whole thing.
See, bro, but that's like that ain't nobody's business.
Yeah.
Bro.
And
Like,
that's why like I feel like it was the fans that took that so far
it's
because
usually who it is.
yeah, cuz if you're a songwriter, like I've had arguments with my friends about this, like you're not writing to tear someone's reputation down.
you're writing
like you're writing about what happened to you.
Exactly.
And like if that happened, like that
Right.
sucks.
I've had a couple
but
songs about girls, and like everyone's like, "Oh, Julian, blah 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 blah," and it's like it's not even like that.
Yeah.
It's not even like that deep for me. I just wanted to get
Exactly.
those feelings like off my chest.
Yeah,
you
and then
know?
like once they're off your chest, they're like on the paper, and you don't even
right.
think about. Like I'm sure she doesn't even. It was 3 months when she was
That's
21,
what I'm saying.
but he didn't
yeah.
show up to her 21st birthday party, which there was a line from
'Cause
the
there was
party about
feds
it.
there, bro.
There was a line there that was like, my dad watched me watch the front door all night, willing you to come, and he said it's supposed to be fun turning 21, and like she was just stuck there.
She be going through it, man.
She is. That song, it really hits. Like, any girl going through a breakup, any one of my friends that I've picked up that just had a breakup, like, they immediately put that song on. You just listen to a sob for, like, 10 minutes. And it's tough. It's tough to watch. But it's a good, like, running song. Like, I'll put it on if I'm running and I have, like, 1 mile left. And I'm like, all right,
Let's finish
we're going to
strong.
bust it out. Like,
We're gonna get some feelings off
Yeah.
this one too, bro.
yeah, it really starts being therapy at that point. But so that's like up there for me. And then there's
Okay.
another song he wrote about, or she wrote about that, called "The Moment I Knew," and it was when he didn't show up to her birthday party, and she was like sad.
Were they
And
already broken up though?
No, they were dating.
And how do you know all this lore? I just want to ask that.
There's
like
forums.
did you okay? So you've gone to the deep web. of Taylor
we
Swift.
have I have I've researched.
Okay, I was
But-
gonna say because if you're just listening to every album, like
No,
putting
no.
the pieces together,
I will do that. Like on her more recent albums, I'll literally like sit there and read the lyrics and like analyze it, like and send it to people, and they're like, "What is wrong with you?" But I love songwriting so much. Like I just love lyrics,
for
and
sure.
like her, like some of the things that she says, is just so insane to me. Like some of the way that she formats words and
what are
lyrics.
her? What are the groupies called? Like what's her fan group called? You know what I'm
I
saying?
don't even know. Oh, Swifties.
Swifty. Would you
Swifties.
consider yourself a
I
Swiftie?
think I'd say I might be a Swiftie. So that's Red. Lover, what an album. Lover came out when she started dating Joe, the guy
Oh.
she's with now.
Wait, not okay.
No, not Joe Jonas, a
Okay.
different
I
Joe.
was
It's
like,
like this random guy. He's British. She's like living her best life now.
The
Like after
British
all
guy?
this, yeah.
Okay, cool. I'm not gonna
But that's where she
elaborate.
disappeared to during Reputation. She like disappeared and spent time with her little boy in London.
Her little boy, her little British boy.
So I'm so glad you brought that up because there's a song called London Boy, and she thought of it all. Let me tell you that.
Her fans like, we can't keep defending you, dog.
So yeah, I actually don't like a lot of songs off of this album, just because a lot of them, especially there's just
She's been
all
dating
of
him
the
for like 3
singles
years?
that she released. Yeah, they've been dating a long time.
Okay.
But all of the singles that she released off of this album, I hated. So it was unfortunate that she released them as singles, because I think the album would have done a lot better if she released the other songs.
Okay.
But there's one song on here called "Death by a Thousand Cuts," and it's saying like she wasn't even writing about a current heartbreak. She was just like needed a sad song on it because she knows her fans.
Is that on like the deluxe or?
I think it was on the deluxe, yeah.
Okay.
And it's saying goodbye is death by a thousand cuts.
Oh, I see it. Okay. So
Flashbacks waking me up. Get drunk, but it's not enough. So yeah, that song's pretty good. And then the bridge is like, my heart, my hips, my body, my love, trying to find a part of me that you didn't touch. Give up on me like it was a bad drug. Now you're searching for signs in a haunted love. Our films, our spoons. Why do we stand? So it goes into this whole thing, but it's like a really good one. Like if you're really mad, like you can just yell it,
Right.
and it's like
Right. It feels good.
feels good.
Word.
So that's that. I didn't love that album. So then we get into the good stuff. Folklore and Evermore. She released Folklore end of 2019. I want to say, end of 2019. She just,
What's it called?
Folklore.
Okay. The Long Pond Studio Sessions.
that's like the video they made about it.
Okay.
And so they took all the songs and they went to the Long Pond Studio in New York and recorded all of them since she couldn't do a concert, and they filmed it and put it on Disney Plus. And she like explains the meaning of all the songs, which is why I know so much about the meaning of those songs.
Okay.
So she dropped this randomly one day. She posted on Instagram and said, "I'm dropping an album tomorrow." No marketing for it.
Was everyone freaking out?
Everyone was freaking out. I was everyone freaking out. I stayed up until midnight, and my friend and I listened to it. So basically what her goal was with this album was to not write about her own experience. And she said that she had been, maybe it was 2020 that she dropped this. I think it was 2020. Because she said she was reading so many books about, during the pandemic, she just started reading. So she was putting herself in other people's shoes and like thinking of other stories. Like she had been watching so many movies that she wasn't thinking about herself.
Right.
And she was out of sad songs to write about herself because she was like happy.
Okay.
So she wrote just a bunch of really sad songs with like.
So is sad songs like her niche?
I would say, yeah.
So they're like, we don't want to see you happy.
Yeah, literally. Like,
get rid of the London boy and give us what we want.
We want depressing music. So my top one on this album is The One, and it says, it's basically about like reflecting on a relationship and saying like, it would have been fun if you were the one. But the opening line is, "I'm doing good, I'm on some new shit." And that's what she said, like, was the basis of this whole album, was like, because it was the first song on the album too.
Right.
So she was saying like, this whole album is just like, I'm doing good, like I'm just trying new things and everything.
Okay.
And she recorded this whole album completely from her studio in her house, which she had never done before, because she grew up obviously in pop music with all of the money in the world, any producers
record
you want there.
Anything.
Yeah.
Okay.
So she just had her and her audio engineer recording, and
That's cool.
she was sent tracks by the lead singer in some band. I can't remember his name. But I can't remember. And then Jack Antonoff, her engineer, he was sending her tracks too, and they were like kind of working together, but it was obviously 2020, like they couldn't do any work together.
Right.
So the Long Pond Studio Sessions was the first time they ever played it together. But there's a lot of songs on here that she just completely like isn't talking about love in any of them. Mirror Ball is about, she said she was thinking about what a mirror ball looks like and how it's broken, shattered pieces.
What's a mirror ball?
Like a disco ball.
Okay.
So she was saying like it's a
million. Why did she name it disco ball?
I don't know. It's not as lyrical to be disco ball.
Right.
But mirror ball sounds good.
Because then I'd expect a disco song.
Yeah. Exactly.
Okay.
So she was saying how a mirror ball is like a million shattered pieces, but it's like the first thing everyone looks for in a room.
That's deep, bro.
And she was saying like sometimes the people that are like the most shattered are the ones that everyone looks to for like happiness. for their own happiness.
She doesn't seem like the person I want to hang out with. Hey, you want to go get food? Food is for the weak, but the soul is strong.
What's funny to me is like, in my songwriting, like I write songs like that, like so dramatic. But like if you talk to me in person, like
same.
I'm the least dramatic person.
Right. Like
Chris doesn't agree with that probably, but like like I don't like talk about my feelings ever unless I'm like writing about them in a song.
But honestly, I'm kind of the same, and I feel like that's kind of why you do that.
Yeah, it's like an outlet.
Because I'm not a big like let's talk about my feelings.
Yeah,
right
me
now.
either. That like
but when I'm on a song,
makes me cringe.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's like when I'm on a song, I'm really able to just like
yeah,
pour my soul out.
No, me too. That's what I think is so cool about it. But
so she's probably the same. She
I wonder like if you meet her in person, like
have you ever been to any of her concerts?
No.
My little brother has.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, he got the shirt and everything. It's the one album with like it's like black and white, but
yeah,
it's red.
Reputation.
Is with red lettering.
Oh, red.
It's like, but is that it?
Yeah.
Let me look it up.
Probably.
With the red lettering, yeah, it's probably red, bro.
So her last album, Evermore, was the same thing as Folklore, and the way it was produced, like the same. 2020. She wrote it in 2021, but she did it the same way with the same people, and it was kind of the same vibe. And she released it the night before, like told everyone about it, and then dropped it the day after.
It's kind of good marketing.
And it was within like 6 months, I think. It came out like right after Folklore. So my favorite song on that is Champagne Problems, and we'll just read these lyrics because so it's about a couple who dated in college, and they were like college sweethearts, and he proposed, and she was fully prepared to say yes, and then she said no and just left him there.
Whoa.
And so this like didn't happen to her. She was just making up this experience. And she said like it was because the woman like didn't think she was good enough for the guy, because she thought like mentally like she wasn't enough, because she had like mental health problems and everything.
And that's how you gonna do them, bro.
Yeah. So the bridge, it says, the chorus is, you had a speech, you're speechless, love slipped beyond your reaches, and I couldn't give a reason, champagne problems. And then the bridge is, your Midas touch on the Chevy door, November flush, and your flannel cure. This storm was once a madhouse, I made a joke, well, it's made for me. However green our group of friends, don't think we'll say that word again, and soon they'll have the nerve to deck the halls that we once walked through. So Midas is a Greek god.
Right.
That was, like, really strong, and so she like said like your Midas touch,
right,
like talking about that. And then November flush, it's cold outside, and your flannel cure, you give me your jacket. So like instead of saying like he gave me his jacket, it's like November flush and your flannel cure. Like how do you
Jeez,
like that's just crazy to me that you can think about that.
Right.
And then this storm was once a madhouse, it's made for me. She's saying like I'm crazy and like I'm not good enough for you.
Right. Okay.
However green our group of friends, don't think we'll say that word again. Like, are, like, that's kind of sad. Like, they can't say, like, are anything again.
Jeez. Why?
And soon they'll have the nerve to deck the halls that we once walked through. Like, they're just going to move on with their lives. In, like, the same place, the same friends, like.
I'm going to
cry. And then she would have made such a lovely bride. What a shame she's fucked in the head, they said. But you'll find the real thing instead. She'll patch up your tapestry that I shred. Yeah.
Jeez.
It's like that's like pretty much sums up the whole album, because it's just like the words that she uses, like I would never think.
Right.
And like she thought so much into every song.
This is all like not even real.
Yeah, like none of this even happened to her.
She's just got talent. You know.
I'm saying it. I told you.
Does she have a book or anything?
No, not yet, but there's a rumor. So in the short film of All Too Well, they have like chapter names on there.
Word.
In like each of the things, and then at the end like she's selling a book about All Too Well, and the guy shows up and is looking through the window and just like looking at her. So my sister thinks that she's gonna write a book named All Too Well one day. Word. And that we'll get the whole thing. But she really could be a writer.
Yeah,
like
she could.
Of novels.
Right.
I think that would be good.
Well,
but
was that the last?
That is the last album.
That was interesting. I feel like a Swifty right now.
Good. That was the goal. So.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I do appreciate you coming out and talking about that.
Anytime.
So today's episode was produced by my boy Chris and featured again by Bree. Thank you for coming out.
Of course.
Appreciate
Anytime.
you. For more information about the Daytona State College Music Production Program, visit daytonastate.edu and search music production. That's daytonastate.edu and search music production. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Alrighty.